So Hadass and I, more Hadass than I, collected few recipes that are running in Israel and people like them. One of them, which comes at the end, the sufganiyot, is a very, very common recipe. My mother used to make it for me, and all my friends, we ate it all the time. They look like those amphetamines, the small donuts, but completely different, much better. But we are going to start by doing the latkes, the first set of latkes. And for that, first of all, we chop all the vegetables that we have here, and we put them and saute them for a second, a little bit until you get ready. And in order to do that, I'm going to cut all the vegetables. Before that, I'm putting my anti-cutting glove, and I'm put these gloves for not for safety as much as for hygiene, because even if I wash my hands before, with fingernails, the cleanest way to work is always with gloves. There's nothing to do with anything. And first, let me show you a nice trick if you don't know this, how to cut. You need to cut onions for small pieces, small cubes, and you don't want to work that hard. And we are going to use only half of this onion. So if you have a small onion, you can use the whole thing. If you have a small onion, a big onion, use half. So what I do in a situation like this, I leave. It is very important because many times when we cut an onion, we cut it this way. We don't want to cut it this way. We want to cut it this way so the stem is intact, and we want to keep it that way. So I'm going to just peel it a little bit, like that. I'm going to peel it. And I already prepared right here a portable bag that will serve as my garbage can. And I remove those, and we are left at the end. The problem with gloves is that you don't have fingernails, so it's a little bit tough to peel. But I managed. It's all about patience. Patience. Here I got you. So once we have this, and you see this stem, this is very important. We put it like this, and we do this. We make cuts like this, diagonal, like this, one, but very important not to go all the way to the end. That's the most important thing, because you don't want to cut it. See, you go diagonal, 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 and you don't have to give it another few here, but you know what I'll do, even though you really don't need it, because you are risking breaking the whole thing up. Now when I have this, if I cut it like that, I get all cubes. See? Here I cut a piece of it's a little bit tough to hold it, but you can hold it from the stem as I do. And that's enough for me, for this purpose. And I chop it a little bit more, because all the ones from the sides, cut it, we chop it, and we want to chop it small, not microscopically small, but small. And I'll put it in the meantime right here. Take out the big ones, and I put it right here. And if a little bit something falls and drops on the floor, we don't worry about it. We don't worry about it because I'm going to clean it after. And if not, my head is going to be chopped off. And those who know what does know that it's not going to happen. But I will clean after me, and then I do the mushrooms. So really, you just want to cut them cubes, not too big cubes, not too small cubes. Everything is going to shrink a lot once you saute it. I I don't know how many of you are going to make this. That's why I didn't prepare it ahead of time, because those who are making it as we go, we want to take the time. And I'm tearing now, and I don't have any reason to tear, because I'm very happy now, because it's Hanukkah. It's the happiest holiday in Judaism, or one of the happiest. And even though it's happy, I cry, but that's because of the onions. And you know what? You may not believe it, but at the end of the 19th century, at the beginning of the 20th century, there was a survey among the leaders of the rabbinical communities, all the streams that were around, about the future of the holidays. And they all said that Hanukkah is going to disappear. They said that Hanukkah is going to disappear. The reason was that it wasn't such a big holiday, because it's not a holiday from the Bible. Rabbis established this holiday, and they said it's not such a big thing, and eventually this is going to disappear. And guess what? It became the most popular holiday, because in the 50s in America, and probably in other places in the world, it became very popular to give gifts, and people love to buy gifts and to buy things, and it became, because of that, a very, very, very popular holiday. It's very different here compared to Israel, the way that we celebrate the holiday. I'm talking about the children. In America, I was very surprised to see it here. Every day they get a gift. This is unheard of. In Israel, there is nothing like this. In Israel, we don't even get gifts. In Israel, we get money. And it's called ma'ot, Dmei Hanukkah, money for Hanukkah. And this is why we have the gels, the chocolate gels. The purpose of it was not to make the children happy because they got some money. The only reason for that is to teach children the meaning of tzedakah. So actually, in the old days, not in this modern days that I'm in the modern day, I took the money, I didn't give it to tzedakah. I don't think that my parents even told me that it's for tzedakah. But, you know, we got the money and we bought something. And this is what they do in Israel. Very, very different compared to America. And the rules are different in Israel too. So now we have this cucumber look like zucchini. So this is a zucchini. It really looks like a cucumber, but it's actually a zucchini. As I cut, let me tell you that if you go to Israel, you can find a hybrid that is called fakus, which is actually a hybrid between a zucchini and a cucumber. That was my favorite, my father's favorite vegetable, because it has a lot of crunchiness from the zucchini. Zucchini almost doesn't have any flavor, so you just get the crispiness from the zucchini. And now we go to this vegetable, and we cut it also, same thing, and we cut it like this, and then this is a very, very stubborn vegetable because very hard. It's not a bad idea, maybe even to throw something like this in the microwave for a minute before you do it, because this is the thing that will take it the most time to get ready. The mushrooms and the rest is going to be quicker. So it's not a bad idea. And I think maybe because of that, maybe I'll use half of das.
You can use half. The recipe calls for half, but it's a small one.
It does call for half.
Yeah, but it's a small one. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, the good thing about this dish, for example, that you really cannot make it bad. It's going to be good no matter what you do. And it's very healthy. So once we have all these vegetables here are mixing like that, all these vegetables are very, very nice. We go here. Oh, yeah, I forgot it on. Oh, that's okay. We put some oil, oops. And we turn on the light. And this is already going to be hot very quickly because it's already on for a while. Yeah, 256, 260. Wow. That's great. Where is it? Ah, here it is. 1 second. There we go. And we take this and we put it here. Listen to this sound. This is one of the best sounds in the world, if you ask me. And we put it here. And we mix it a little bit. Get each and every one of the vegetables to get a little bit of oil. And it needs patience and they need to get softened. And even if it's not perfectly softened, if you see one piece of the yam that is a little bit hard, then what you do, it is going to get softer as you cook it in the oven later. That's it. So this is going to go here on medium, like maybe 6, and it's going to rest here. And as this goes here, we're going to the next dish that we're going to do, start to prepare it. And for that dish, we need to go to this department. We need to take this leek. You take the roots of the leek. There are 2 methods of softening it. The first method is just to boil it. You boil it for a minute in boiled water and it's going to be soft as butter. The tastier version is just to put a little bit oil, tablespoon at the most, and just let saute it a little bit. So we're going to do this on the other skillet. We're going to put this like that. I'm going to put a little bit of oil, like that, and give this a little bit of a mix. See how nice it looks, and it does smell great. Give it a little bit of a movement here. And remember, there's always the question whether to wait until it gets hot and then to add the vegetable, whatever it is, or to put it ahead of time, like together, and let the whole get the feel together, and you can do that too. So the leek is here. I'm going to put it almost at the beginning. The oil is still cold, but it's okay. Eventually it will get hot. We mix it a little bit here. And these things need to prep a little bit. So we let them prep. Let them sit in the oil. And put it on 6. Pay attention to this. And let it, you see, it's already gets softened and already smells great. Some of the mushrooms may be a little bit big, but that's fine. While this goes, I'm going to do 2 things. First, I'm going to blow my nose, because I have to. That's because of the oil, because of the garlic, onion. And I'm washing my hands, of course. And then, as this thing cooks, on low heat, we go here. So here we have the quinoa, which is very healthy, and there is nothing here that is bad, and not even oil and nothing. Then to that we add 1 cup of mozzarella to give it flavor. We want to add 2 eggs. The whole egg inside, 1 and 2. And we want to mix it. Break the yolk, and we mix it. We mix it. And as I said before, you really cannot screw it up. If you like more cheese, add cheese. If you like to add Parmesan, because you love Parmesan, then add Parmesan. As long as the ratio is approximately fine, and as long as you have the eggs to hold it together, everything is going to be fine. Eggs is the bonding agent for this latte for sure. And it's a big change from the regular potato latkes that we all know. It's time to get, we're in the 21st century, you know. So this is almost ready. Another 5 minutes maybe even less. And the leek, slowly but surely. So another way that the leek can be done, even quicker than the boiled water, is just to throw it in the microwave for a minute, and it's going to get softer. But I didn't do it on an instant, easy, quick way, because anyway we have to do that. We have to wait for things to happen, and we want to finish everything today. Because of that, I'm taking my time with that. And when this is going to be ready, not this one, it's going to go to the quinoa. And we also have to let it cool a little bit. But cooling something in the summer, in the winter, is very, very easy. In the winter, you just take it out, and there are not even bears outside now to come and snack on it. So I'll take it out and let it cool outside. As a matter of fact, 2 years ago, I brewed beer in my house. We did the 15 gallons, me and my son, Daniel. And one of the key things is to very, very quickly cool the beer before you bottle it, so you don't get the bacteria there and nasty stuff. So you have to cool it very, very quick. So the best time to do it is in the winter, because you take it out and it's very, very easy. This is, if you ask me and us, I think it's ready. What do you think? More a little bit?
Yeah, maybe give it
a little more. It's only
you want it softer.
It's the time constriction that
Yeah,
we have, but
you can start with the chickpeas.
right. Yep. Let's give it another few minutes. Now we go to the chickpeas.
Okay, so you need another
I need another bowl.
Cook the bowl that I prepared for.
Bowl. Here is a good bowl. I'm coming in a second, taking a bowl, but without making a mess. That's the tricky part. A second. You can hear the mess. Oh, wow. We fixed the whole thing. Later. I have a bowl. So in this bowl, we put 1 can of chickpeas, but we want to smash them. There are few methods of doing it. Either to smash it with the puree one. Where is the puree one of that? Or with a fork. We can do it with a fork. For that we need this. So we just break it like that. As you can see, we smash them with the fork. And before somebody asks me if to do it in the food processor will yield the same results or even better, the answer is maybe, because I don't know. I've never tried it in the food processor. You know, the people who gave this recipe, this famous chef, I'm sure that he has a food processor and he knows that everybody has a food processor. But when specifically it's called to break it with a fork, then maybe, well, I think you have better control of each piece and you don't want to make a complete mesh out of it. So it's supposed to look kind of like this. This go, I'll check here, give it another, you see it gets darkened. And remember, this goes also to the oven to 350 degrees. So, and the leek is starting to get brown a little bit. Definitely, we don't want that. Brown is okay, but dark brown is very, very bad. 1 second, basic. Opa, 1 second. Yeah. Okay, so now we have these chickpeas here. And we want to add to them 1 tablespoon of fresh squeezed lemon. So
tzatziki, no?
Huh?
It's not for the tzatziki, the lemon?
Ah, but this is also for the...
No, yeah, but it's...
But later, right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So we add the eggs. We add again 2 eggs. Right. We add the 2 eggs. We add 1.5 tablespoons of parsley, but remember, this is, if you like more parsley, put more. If you use dried, maybe put 1 teaspoon. We add this here. Another 1.5 tablespoons of flour. And if you don't want gluten, you can use almond flour, which will work, maybe taste even better. We take this and we mix it. And you will get a nice batter. And this thing we're going to mix with the leek. This is very delicious. And although you put it in you fry them, and although I didn't try it, but I believe that exactly like the falafel, it can be done in the oven. You make the latkes, you brush them a little bit with oil and put it in the oven and see what happens. And now we add the leek. We add the leek. I'm taking this and I'm putting it, well, we don't have exactly outside now because our deck broke, so I'm going to put it outside in the garage. It's the closest thing. So wait 1 minute. And I'm going to put it. And now it is cooling in the garage. However, the leek doesn't have to cool down. And the reason is, on this dish, we have a lot of vegetable, which is a big mess. And if it's very hot, it's going to heat it very much. With this latkes, the leek is small enough, relatively. So we add it here. That. And as I said, if you want it less crispy, or you don't like it crispy, the onion, you want less to feel the leek, then boil it for 1 minute and use it. The frying, when you saute it, especially the thin parts of it, can become a little bit chewy. I don't know until I'll try, because we normally just boil it. So this is ready. When this is ready, this is how it's supposed to be, the consistency. Remember, always you want to add salt, even if you don't like salt.
Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper, but salt is critical. And the reason is, if you don't use, salt brings also all the flavors. So for an amount like this, I would put half a spoon of this, of salt. That's half spoon. But be ready for some people who will tell you it's not salty enough, I want more salt. The good thing about
it's half a teaspoon, not half a spoon.
Half a teaspoon.
Yeah, you said half a spoon.
No,
yeah, no, you don't want.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, spoon doesn't mean tablespoon. Spoon means
a
type of spoon, but it's a teaspoon. It may be not salty enough for some people. You know, the best way really to do is to do this and to taste it. And it's perfect. But if one is not if one doesn't like to taste things that are raw, then take my words, half a teaspoon is no. This goes there, right? Yeah. Pepper, I will put also a half a teaspoon, but only because we like spicy. If you don't like spicy, too spicy, put a quarter teaspoon. A quarter teaspoon, and these are ready. Now, because I'm so excited and so happy, I almost made a terrible mistake. I don't know if you noticed, but I was ready to put this inside here, which will destroy both dishes, because this is a different dish and this is a different dish. But luckily, a miracle happened to me, and the miracle is Adas. And she pulled me out at the last minute and said, "Man, what are you doing?" She was right. So this is the butter and this is ready. We preheat the oven to 350, which I should have done it earlier.
Yeah, but that's this one you fry. They like.
No, but they want it for the rest.
For sure.
Yeah. So we put it on 350, and we want to fry them. These ones. These ones are going to go to the oven once it's the other thing is cooked. So what we do with that?
You can add a little bit flour if it's too thin.
So
yeah, you can try, but I think it's a little bit too thin.
No, so what's going to, for my,
you can try.
What I think is going to happen here, the liquidness that you feel here, most of it is the egg. And the egg is going to get harder.
Let's try if you think that you need.
So whenever you get to anything that is feel to you too soft or too flimsy, easiest thing is always to add something to thicken it. Like I will add some flour and you'll see it's get thickened. but the problem with that is the more flour you add, the less juicy, the less melting in your mouth it is. So once you put something that is very, very soft like this, that has an agent to thicken it, like the egg, then it's going to be fantastic. Since I'm not sure, we'll add. We'll do both. That's what we should do. We will add to half of it, or maybe to some of it, a little bit flour. You know what? We'll take some out, and make ones without the flour, and see if it will hold. That's maybe 2. And to this, we'll add 1 tablespoon of flour. So we add 1 tablespoon of flour. This may be even too much, but I'll tell you this. Also with this, there is no too much because people really don't know what to expect. So it's going to be delicious anyway, and it's going to be very, very nice. If somebody ate one that are juicier, then you would say, well, it's not as juicy as I remember. But you see, now it's a little bit thicker. This is going to harden very nice. And these, we saute. So, we take this. Put oil. With this, you cannot be too cheap on the oil. The reason is you really need to fry them because that's all the essence of the holiday, the Hanukkah. So it's all about miracle, and it's about the olive can that was only one that left. Right. And you know, if one will think, hey, come on, is it that bad that there is no olive oil to get? Like you have only one can? So it was not, the story was not about, yes, we have oil or not. Each and every one of those oil cans that were supposed to last for 1 day had to have the stamp from the high priest that it's kosher. Now, since the Greeks came over and made everything unkosher, all the oil was not kosher except the one that was hidden on the side, and they used it. And then I remember that I asked my teacher when I was young, but I don't understand. If the oil was supposed to last for 1 day, but eventually it lasted for 8 days, then actually it's 7 days of a miracle, because how do you count the first day as a miracle? It would be anyway for 1 day. So actually rabbis discussed it even 1,000 years ago and more than that. And the discussion was, how did they get out of it? Because again, 1 day it was supposed to be. So they said that there were all kinds of opinions. One said that they took that can, assuming that because it's a miracle it will last, and they divided it into 8 small cans. So then you have 8 days. And some said that actually the oil was supposed to last for 1 day, but actually when they put them in, it was just a little bit was used, and then the rest was used the other days. Be it as it may, the American children prefer that it's 8 days because they get 8 gifts. So I think this is almost ready. We want the temperature of the oil to be much higher than that. We want it, if 212 is the temperature of boiling of water, I would put it here when it's maybe 300. So we have time for that. We have time for that. I will come back in a second after I steer the things outside. Say how. It is so cold outside that this is already ready. So we don't want to forget the oil outside, they're heating. We want to mix the following ingredients. We take these and we pour it right here. By the way, these latkes are very colorful too, because of all the vegetables. And when one may think, hey, this is a lot of oil, but actually not at all, because before we started this, before I sauteed the vegetables, there was nothing. Quinoa doesn't have oil in it, maybe a little bit in the cheese. I mean, but compared to the amount that you have here, I would assume that this dish is 5 to 10% fat total. And this is ready. Now what will hold it is the eggs. That's the thing that will hold it. And I want to add another egg. I will not add the whole egg. I will add only the white. And I'll tell you why. I will add another egg. Whenever you see the things are not solid, you see there is a lot of looseness in this thing. The cubes are big, the quinoa doesn't have anything to hold it. You want to add a little bit bonding agent, and one of the best agents is actually egg white. And why don't I add the egg yolk? Because it's not necessary. A yolk is all the cholesterol that I don't need, and I don't need it. So now I'm going to mix it. These are all the ingredients, right, Adas? You are my control.
I don't know what you did. Yeah, I think you need to add also salt and pepper to this.
Thank you. So, salt and pepper. I would put this is a half a teaspoon. So I'm going to do it with you, and I'm going to tell you. I think that it's somewhere between half a teaspoon to a spoon, because this recipe doesn't call for amounts on this topic.
Mainly the oil is going to burn.
Right. Thank you.
Lower it.
No, 349 is fine.
Okay.
I'm lowering it.
Okay.
And now we are going to go to this. Where is the butter? Here's the butter. Okay. So we wet hands a little bit. And a latkes is a Yiddish word, I think. So we wet our hands. In Hebrew, we call it leviva. Leviva, that's the word of a latkes in Hebrew. And to make levivot, we say melavevim levivot. You see, you do it like this. Now you feel how flimsy it is and soft? That's what will make it much better. Like that. Take it like this. Oh, the smell. Ah, the smell. We take it like this.
I'll open a window.
And we put it like that. Take another one. And these are so different than the normal, very delicious. I'm not saying not. This is one of my favorite dishes is a real traditional latkes of just the potatoes and flour and oil. But there is something about sophistication, and it's not a bad word at all, to make it a little bit special. And once you have here so many things that are different, the leek stuff, they're all not all the same size, which is not a good thing, but it's fine. You see how flimsy it is? See how flimsy it is? But remember, a lot of the flimsiness is because of the egg, and the egg is going to get hardened, so I'm not worried at all. If you feel that it's very solid and you can hold it very well by itself, then it means that it will still be good, but it will be a little bit choky. It will choke you. Okay, I'm good with this. And I'm going to put it right. This is a nice place. And we let them sit here on medium heat. And we will need to look at them from time to time. Okay, so these are going here. Very quickly, we want to do the other ones.
Yeah, just add the pepper because you didn't.
Pepper I didn't add. So did I put the salt?
Salt you did, yeah.
You did. And so I would put on something like this a quarter teaspoon of pepper. If you want it very light in spiciness, if you want it stronger, then I would say put half a teaspoon at least. So let me try this. And again, the best way to do it is to take a finger, to put it like this inside. Perfect. Half a teaspoon. Delicious also. Let's see what happens with those. They are doing well. And this is ready. We'll mix it. I'll mix it like this. And I'm going to create the same thing. We are making levivot. Now look how nice it looks, this thing. It's really nice and very delicious. And I would say, again, change the recipe. We will know in a few minutes. But I would say you can change the recipe to 2 eggs maybe and 1 white, or 3 eggs all together. Okay, so I'm taking these, making a levivot like this, a leviva like this, and I put it here. I take another one. We want to work relatively quickly because we want. Look how nice they look. Just show them a close up. Yeah. So we see. Look how nice they look. I hope it comes on the screen as beautiful as it looks. Like this. Now, there was the risk, as I said, that if I would use less eggs, it won't hold and will break. And that can happen even though you have a precise, kind of a precise recipe. But you know, what is the size of a small or medium onion? What is the size of a medium zucchini? So they are a little bit unknown here. So because of that, we can tell. So again, as you see, you need a lot of bonding agent in this thing. And now we will see if it did hold or it didn't hold. I'm putting it in like that and see what happens. I would say in 15 minutes it will be ready or so, right, Padas? What do you
30.
think? 30 we don't have. We'll put the heat on. No, we have 30.
Yeah, you did with air.
So you know what? Let's put 380. We'll still good. Make 380. Start. That's it. Now we want to see how these are doing. See, I think it's over.
No, they are good.
Wait, we have to see.
Yeah, they are not even. You
see,
can
they didn't break.
You can leave them a little bit. Yeah, you can leave them on the other side.
Yeah, we have a little bit of problem with the distribution because it's a little bit crooked. You see that's what happened? I think you see how much oil we have here compared to the other side. And I think the problem with that is because it's doesn't stand straight on the floor. So what I need to do is maybe raising a little bit on the right so it will be good. So while these are here, we're going to start with the sufganiyot. And for the sufganiyot, I wanted to ask Hadas to teach us about the sufganiyot. And this is Hadas.
Okay. So we are going to use 1 cup of sour cream.
Sour cream.
Sour cream.
Right. In Israel, we don't have a sour cream. We call it something else. We call it just shamenet, which is just chamutza. Right. Shamenet. Is it?
Yeah.
Chamutza. Right.
Right. 3 tablespoons of sugar.
3 tablespoons of sugar.
1 large egg that I didn't prepare.
Okay. Here's Hadas preparing an egg.
Okay, 1 large
in a 1 large egg. Okay, she's ready. You put the egg with the yolk, the whole thing. With the yolk.
The shell also.
Shell, unless they want the calcium.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I need 1.
That's it. Maybe you want to do it here so we can see more of you and less the back.
Yeah, but
I will move everything. Come.
No.
No? Okay. Whatever.
Okay. And I need 1 tablespoon of
rum.
Rum.
Okay, we have 1 tablespoon of rum. Now it doesn't matter what rum you use, as long as you use rum.
Okay. 1 tablespoon of rum. L'chaim.
L'chaim. I think you're supposed to put one and drink one.
One for the butter, one for the chef.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you did it. Now I need vanilla. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, maybe we'll prepare the oil for that. Maybe.
So to heat oil.
To heat oil.
Okay, so heat oil.
Okay.
So Adas is taking a small pot because we don't want to make a lot of sufganiyot. We rarely fry, if ever. So you see, you want to make it deep fry, so it's a deep fry. So I would say at least 1 liter. That's it, Adas.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you want it.
Yeah, you want to heat it. Okay.
Yeah. See, that's the amount.
Okay, so I'm mixing this, and first I'm mixing everything here.
Okay, see, she mixes everything. So what did we hear inside?
I have the sour cream, I have the egg, I have the rum, I have sugar, I have vanilla extract.
Oh, all of it sounds so good.
So I mix everything, I stir everything. And
now these sufganiyot again are not the typical sufganiyot that you buy or eat. You know, those that are fried. The big one that are made with yeast.
Now I'm adding the flour.
This doesn't need any yeast. You add the flour.
And a tablespoon of
Teaspoon.
Of
teaspoon of what?
Of baking powder.
Teaspoon of baking powder. Okay. Teaspoon of baking. Ma? That's half a teaspoon.
So I'm doing it twice. Okay.
Twice, and you mix it. I'm sorry for the shaky camera because I'm in the same time moving latkes around. But this is going to be ready too.
You really need to get it right.
Right. And by the way, in Israel, where everybody is buying those sufganiyot that you know with the sugar powder on top.
That's how it looks.
Yeah.
And we will wait for the oil to heat.
To heat. Yeah.
And for that, we'll take a tray.
We have a lot of time to go here.
See, look at how nice is my tray.
We have a special tray for Hanukkah.
And I'm going to put
a towel paper to absorb all the oil.
Okay, and we have, is it ready?
Yeah, soon.
Yeah.
You have time, put it on low heat.
Okay.
But you see how they hold very well. Now they're like very sturdy. This could be even more liquid before I even put it, because this holds very well. Yeah. Okay. So you want to move it like this, or you want? Okay. So I have to reverse the camera, and as Adas is moving to the next step, I'll tell you something very important. So there is a show now on HBO. If you have HBO, it's great. Watch it. If you don't have HBO, I highly recommend even take a 1 week free to try it, and then you can cancel it. The most expensive show that was made in Israel ever, and I think one of the best ever, was bought by HBO. It's called The Valley of Tears. Valley of Tears is the area all the way in the north, close to the border of Syria, where this is where all began in the Yom Kippur War. Now, at that time, there were 170 Israeli tanks standing in front 1,600 tanks just in the north, not to mention the south. And remember, we're talking about miracle. They made it. This show is about what happened at the beginning of the war. I read a lot about Yom Kippur, so many of the things that you can see that they are based on true things, and it's a must thing. So those who like Israeli shows that you saw Fauda, or you like Shtiso, this is even a step up, because you see how amazing miracle it was. Imagine we live here in Montville, and suddenly Lincoln Park and Parsippany will come at war at us, and on both sides, and they will use all the resources of Fairfield and Wayne and their soldiers. So this was a huge miracle. Talking about miracles, something is getting ready almost here, right?
Yeah.
The latkes, you see?
Yeah, you can.
I'll take them out.
I'll
take them out.
You can take them out.
I'll take them out.
Okay.
I'll take them out as you do.
Oh, I need this.
You need this. I'll take this.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll take this. These are ready.
Yeah.
As you can see, they are hard and ready. You put it like this. See? I put it like this. Put it like this. This is ready on one side more than the other, and this is the last one. It doesn't want to go out.
We'll help it.
Right. Turn this off, and this is done.
Okay.
And now we go to the oil. But
if you want to know if the oil is ready, you put a wooden spoon like this, and if you have like small bubbles around the spoon, you know that the oil is hot and ready. But we'll measure.
I would go. This is, I didn't know about this way. The other way also is to heat it with, throw some salt in it a little bit, and if it sizzles. But this is 250, as you said, Adas, it's definitely ready.
It's ready? Okay.
We can start.
Okay,
we can wait 250. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so we have two methods.
Two methods of making this sufganiyot.
Okay, we can take two spoons.
2 spoons.
Regular spoons.
So you take a spoon.
And we just throw it like this.
Exactly. Do it again. Show slow.
Yes.
Okay, so show this first spoon. Wait. Show. Wait.
Like
this is the spoon, and then with the back of the other spoon.
No, with the.
Yeah,
you can just.
You put, and then you throw like a ball. You see?
Oh, you can use
or
an ice cream or a cookie spoon, like this.
Yeah.
And this is better.
Look at that! It's even better.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
You go like this. I hope the oil was warm enough.
Tell me, Adas, did your mother also put in the oil pieces of carrot?
Yeah, so the oil won't burn.
I can see your faces. Do you use? Did you put the carrot in the oil deep fried when you deep fry? Ever? Move your head, or yes or no. No. So it's an Israeli trick.
Yeah.
So you see, they are here inside.
Yeah.
When we deep fry, we definitely don't want to overwhelm. So I think this is definitely the maximum that you want to put in something like this.
Yeah. I'll open the window so we.
Most definitely. We are going to smell. Anybody that smells me this weekend from Sufganiyot, I promise that I will make few showers until then, but still I may smell. So these are going here.
A last one, and that's it.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah. Okay, and so.
We just.
Yeah.
Put them like this and let them sit in this heat because it's very hot. Actually, I'm curious. Yeah, now it's 300 degrees. And that's definitely hot. I'll put it on.
You have to fry for about 2 to 4 minutes until they're golden brown.
Okay, so I would take this advice to everyone and tell you 2 to 4 minutes or until it's brown. So if it's not brown, don't take it out because 2 minutes went by. Continue until it gets brown. Now we go to the tzatziki.
Yeah, I know. I forgot about the tzatziki.
I didn't.
Okay.
You know, the person who leads.
Yeah.
More. Okay. So what do we do with the tzatziki? We need this yogurt.
It's here.
And you know, we move all these. And we add here cucumber, obviously, because that's what makes the tzatziki. We mix it like this. Another trademark of the tzatziki is the dill. And you have here 2 tablespoons.
I think I forgot garlic.
Garlic, right? If you did forget garlic, I'll put the garlic. And we put, as I said, lemon. It's supposed to go here. 1 tablespoon, that's plenty, even more. And we want to add the garlic. Garlic, and we want to check on those. Oh, wow. Now, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
And we add 1 clove of garlic. So if you go to Israel around this time of the year, Hanukkah, and you will see how many places sell all kinds of fancy donuts that are filled with Nutella and crazy things. It's not only jam. You will see that because of the powder, everybody's eating it, and all their, the sugar is all around, all over their face. And this is why the police never bother with asking people. So all the drug addicts in Israel around Hanukkah, they're very happy because they can do whatever they want, and police doesn't come near them because everybody looks the same. And this is the tzatziki. Okay? And this is ready to eat, actually. Oh, I forgot to do this in the oven. I'll put one for later.
It's not in the oven, it's in the oil, so you can put them now.
This one is in the oil.
Yeah,
right.
you can do.
Remember, we did one without, with less flour. Let's see how this one will do. We may have time.
Yeah.
So this one doesn't have the added flour, and so it means that it's even more liquid than this set. I think it will hold. I'm actually almost positive. And it will be better than this because it will be looser and fluffier. Again, remember, the softer the butter, the fluffier is the ending result. So once we have these, the tzatziki, the tzatziki is actually going to wet and make the leviva, the latkes, much juicier. I will take the liberty to take a peek in the inside and see what happens, even though I don't. Oh, soon. Okay. Readiness. This is ready. Now. Okay, Adas.
Yeah.
You want to show them your levivot, your souvenir?
Yeah, they're not...
Almost ready.
Almost ready?
Now you see, you said 3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah,
2
to
4 minutes.
4.
But
oh, nice.
yeah, I flipped them. It's very, very easy actually, and there is nothing to leaven here. There is no yeast in this thing, and it's so fluffy and it's so much. It really melts in your mouth, and every household in Israel knows this. These are very, 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 very common in Israel. Maybe the most common for the household, of course. Yeah. So this is ready.
We let it a little bit.
Let it rest a little bit even more.
Yeah, a little bit browner.
Yeah. So it has another few minutes in the oven. I will share with you a story. So do you remember that I showed you the Hanukkah when I lit the Hanukkah? So my father was supposed to go the next day to England to see my uncle that was a cantor there in London. And this was supposed to be the next day. His best friend in Jerusalem, his son, was living in London. So he came to my father and he said to my father, can you take 2,000 pounds, British pounds to my son? My father said, of course. So he took the money, put it under the bed, wherever he could. And the night before the show, we went to the show to tape it. When we came back, we discovered that somebody broke to our apartment. And remember, this is unbelievable. This apartment building had 300 apartments. Somebody did break into the apartment, maybe because they knew ahead of time, I don't know how, but they came and took the money. And I remember, I was young, but my father told me later that it was an issue because his friend said, it's your responsibility, the money. And my father said, well, I didn't get money for it, I did a favor. So they decided to go to the Rabbi of Jerusalem to make a decision what to do with this problem. So the rabbi said exactly the same thing. So in Judaism, there is the law. If you are watching something for someone and you get paid for that, what happened?
No, I want to take...
sorry. Yeah, so if you are taking money for your service, of course you're responsible. But if you're doing a favor to someone, then you're not going to get anything. So this is one memory that I remember. And I can show you now. Oops, sorry. Here it is. Look at the color, look at the size. You remember how we put them? They could barely hold the shape. And look how nicely it holds the shape. You see? So as I said, like you know the amphetamines. That's the first thing that I ate in America. So I love them.
Donuts for
like,
Dunkin'
or
Donuts,
the donuts with the donut. But there is, but this is
the
way
munchkins.
But this is way tastier. This is just because of the sour cream.
You can do them even smaller if you use 2 teaspoons.
Exactly. You can control the size that you want. You want to make it bigger, you make it bigger. You want to make it smaller, you make it smaller. You can do whatever you like. Okay, this latke is giving me. Okay, it's ready. Okay. I think we are ready for the final stage of this, right?
Yeah, you
serving.
Just want to
Ready?
I'll show them this.
Where are you, Adas? Where are the levivot? Here is the leviva. Okay, it's a little bit darker, but it holds. So it means that it didn't require the.
Okay, show them what I'm doing with it. You can also use jam. You can like inject jam into it.
Yeah.
But we like just powdered sugar.
You know that it's not true. You know that every time when you make them, you like it with the anchovies filling inside.
Of course. I forgot. I'm sorry.
No, she doesn't like anchovies. Okay, so this is ready.
Okay, so
let's see what happened in the oven. The way to know if they're ready is really if they are moving around. Yeah. They're holding? Yep, they're holding.
I'll take just a few out because I'm not sure
yeah, I think it will be ready, and I'll tell you why. Because most of what we put in is already cooked. The vegetables were cooked.
Yeah, but maybe you want them a little crispier.
Yeah. Actually, the minute that you can take it out is when the proteins are curdled and the egg white. Yeah, it's ready.
Yeah, maybe you want to flip them over.
Put it there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
you take just 3
samples. Yeah.
3 samples. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Okay. This is Adas, and these are the latkes. Adas, how do we serve it?
We serve the one with the leek.
Okay, these are the ones
with the tzatziki.
Right.
Actually, I'm going to try one if you can. Like this.
You really trust me?
For 27 years, I
trust me for 7 years. Okay, so be honest. Good? Yeah, later. So you like it?
It's so good. So
Adas doesn't say things that she doesn't believe in, really, so you can take her words for it. Okay, so this you serve as is, right? And what about the other ones? What do you do with them? You put on them the tzatziki on the side, right?
The other ones you can...
The fried.
The fried, yeah. Tzatziki on the side, like this.
Yeah, see? And you eat it. Well, so again, you can either put it on top, or if you serve it, you put it on the side. And these are the levivot. The sufganiyot. And just for you, you cannot tell the size when you're looking at them, but I want to show you relatively to a garlic, you see that they are small. See, on the screen it may look big, but it's very small.